People are going to be on the streets. It's going to be 100-degree weather. We need to help them, and we need to step up and make sure that they have as safe of a situation that they can.
Relief for the homeless. A Killeen shelter that shuttered its doors back in May is set to reopen. Maggie Lohmiller joins us now live in the Killeen studio with more on this developing story. Maggie?
Lindsay, a tent city formed outside the shelter after it closed. Now they're starting to see a light at the end of this tunnel.
It excites all of us that have been working towards trying to get something done for our homeless.
A funding shortfall forced the Friends in Crisis shelter to close its doors back in May. With nowhere to turn, many homeless were forced to find somewhere to go and eventually formed a tent city outside the shelter. But now the shelter is set to open yet again.
This past week we received over $8,000 in donations, so we're right at $90,000 right now. And so we are approaching that $100,000 mark.
The plan is to open August 9th, if not before, but first they must vacate the grounds on Monday.
So we can do all the work outside that's needed in order to go ahead and clear it, clean it, sanitize it. We want to make sure there is no after effects of Tent City being there.
Since the tent city formed, many groups have been active to support the homeless. Mercedes Wesley facilitates and distributes donations through a Facebook page called Together We Are Stronger.
Citizens have just stepped up and stepped out, and they are really trying to help their community neighbors, regardless of the situation right now.
And while she is certainly encouraged that the shelter is reopening, she reminds donors to maintain their generosity.
Because although we have about 20 people living at Tent City, we have about 200 homeless people in Killeen. They're just not all living at Tent City.
Running a shelter isn't cheap. It costs about $30,000 a month.